Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a very special reaction video. So today we are commemorating the 15th anniversary of George Carlin's death. It was June 22nd, 2008. George Carlin, one of the most important and influential stand-up comics and philosophers of all time. And I think it's important and I think it's the right occasion on the commemorating the 15th anniversary of his death with our celebrity panel of Spider-Man and Waldo. We are going to react to probably one of his most important bits and routines. This is from his 2005 HBO special Life is Worth Losing. It's called Dumb Americans. I think, and it's funny, George Carlin was in show business for over 50 years. So the sheer volume of important material, important to the culture, important to politics and current events, the sheer volume of important material he has is it's almost incalculable. So in an ocean of content, the fact that this might be his best and most important piece of work is really saying something. So without any further ado, this is George Carlin, Dumb Americans.
But say what you want about America, land of the free, home of the brave. We got some dumbass motherfuckers floating around this country. Dumbass motherfuckers.
We sure do.
Now, obviously, that doesn't include this audience. I understand that. You seem intelligent and perceptive, but the rest of them, holy jumping fucking shitballs. Dumber than a second coat of paint. And this ain't just ranting and raving. This ain't just blowing off steam. I got a little evidence to support my claim. It just seems to me, that only a really low IQ population could have taken this beautiful continent, this magnificent American landscape that we inherited. Well, actually, we stole it from the Mexicans and the Indians, but
Yep.
hey, it was nice when we stole it. It looked pretty good. It was pristine. Paradise. Have you seen it lately? Have you taken a good look at it lately? It's fucking embarrassing. Only a nation of unenlightened half-wits could have taken this beautiful place and turned it into what it is today, a shopping mall. A big fucking shopping mall.
And we are all guilty of fostering that kind of reality. I myself am. I mean, all of us, myself included, are guilty of gluttony and lack of self-discipline and consumerism, materialism, commercialism, whatever the right adjective, whatever the right word is. We're all guilty of it. Um, some of us, though, again, I'm not patting myself in the back by any means. Some of us, thankfully, are fortunate that we have these big brains, and it's funny. I think at another point in this same special, he laments that the human race is still operating out of the lower brain, a very primitive mindset of fight or flight, kill or be killed. I think that it was another bit in this same HBO special, Life is Worth Losing. We're operating out of the lower brain, but nonetheless, these brains we have are very big and are capable of critical thinking and cognitive dissonance. So while all of us are certainly guilty of falling prey to that, materialism and consumerism that is paramount to the powers that be being able to control us to the extent that they do, that ability to have cognitive dissonance and to think critically and question things, that is probably our only hope at this point as a species.
You know that?
Go on, George. I'm sorry.
That's all you got. That's all you've got here, folks. Mile after mile of mall after mall. Many, many malls. Major malls and mini malls. They put the mini malls in between the major malls. And in between the mini malls, they put the mini marts. And in between the mini marts, you got the car lots, gas stations, muffler shops, laundromats, cheap hotels, fast food joints, strip clubs, and dirty bookstores. America the Beautiful. One big transcontinental commercial cesspool. And how do the people feel about all this? How do the people feel about living in a coast-to-coast shopping mall? Well, they think it's just fucking dandy. They think it is cool as can be because Americans love the mall. They love the mall. That's where they get to satisfy their two most prominent addictions at the same time: shopping and eating. Millions of semi-conscious Americans, day after day, shuffling through the malls, shopping and eating, especially eating. Americans love to eat. They are fatally attracted to the slow death of fast food. Hot dogs, corn dogs, triple bacon cheeseburgers, deep fried butter dipped in pork fat and cheese whiz, mayonnaise soaked barbecued mozzarella patty melts. Americans will eat anything, anything, anything. If you were selling sauteed raccoons' assholes on a stick, Americans would buy them and eat
It's funny because it's so true.
You dipped them in butter and put a little salsa on them. This country is big time, pig time. Forget the bald eagle. You know what the national emblem of this country ought to be? A big bowl of macaroni and cheese. A big bowl, because everything in this country is king size. King size, extra large, and super jumbo. Especially the fucking people. Have you seen some of the people in this country? Have you taken a good look at some of these big fat motherfuckers walking around? Big fat motherfuckers. Oh my God. Huge piles of redundant protoplasm lumbering through the malls like a fleet of interstate buses. The people in this country are immense, massive bellies, monstrous thighs, and big fat fucking asses. And if you stand there for a minute, you look at one of them, you begin to wonder, how does this woman take a shit? How does she shit? And even more frightening, how does she wipe her ass?
Yep.
Can she even locate her asshole? She must require assistance. Are paramedics trained in this field?
Nope.
And standing right next to her, of course, with a plate full of nachos and a mouthful of pie is her clueless fucking husband, Joe Sixpack. With his monstrous swollen beer belly hanging dangerously out over his belt buckle, this guy ain't seen his dick since the Nixon administration. And if you stand there and you look at the two of them, you begin to wonder to yourself, do these people fuck? Is this man actually capable of fucking this woman? It doesn't seem structurally possible that these two people could achieve penetration. Maybe they're in that Cirque du Soleil or something. I'm telling you, the people in this country, every one of them is 50 pounds overweight. They are gargantuan. And in the summertime, God help us, in the summertime, they all want to wear short pants. Jesus, Lord, protector of all that is good and holy, deliver me from fat people in short pants.
You know it's bad when
They all got short pants.
you know it's bad when George Carlin, the noted atheist, is calling on the mercy of God.
Fat thighs and dumb kids. Short pants, big bellies, fat thighs, and dumb kids. Every one of them's got two dumb-ass kids with them. And the whole family is wearing T-shirts, and every one of them's got the same T-shirt. I'm with stupid. Apparently in this country, the stupids are an extended family. And besides wearing them T-shirts, everyone in the family's got on a backpack. They got a backpack strapped to their back so they can carry around lots of stupid shit. And the reason they got to carry their stupid shit strapped to their backs is because their hands must remain free at all times to hold food. And to get that food up to the mouth where it gets shoveled in with all the rest of the disgusting shit they ate that day. And another reason for the backpacks is these people are going to buy even more stupid shit. They ain't got enough stupid shit at home. They just had a stupid shit sale. They ain't got to buy more. They're going to go out in the parking lot and stuff this stuff into the big, fat, ugly, oversized SUV that's got plenty of room in it. Plenty of room in it for stupid shit and lots of room left over for these big, fat, ugly motherfuckers to get them home. Stopping, of course, for jelly roll and fried dough. These people are efficient, professional, compulsive consumers. It's their civic duty. Consumption. It's the new national pastime. Fuck baseball. It's consumption. The only true, lasting American value that's left, buying things. Buying things. People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need. So they can max out their credit cards and spend the rest of their lives paying 18% interest on something that costs $12.50. And they didn't like it when they got it home anyway. Not too bright, folks. Not too fucking bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, and you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They say we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. You say to them,
And those solutions, I think, sound a lot better in theory than when it's as opposed to when it's actually put into practice. Because I remember Jesse Ventura was talking on Joe Rogan's podcast about how, um, like history textbooks in school are government written, and it's their version of events. It's what the government what they want you to know, and the version of events that they want you to know. And me personally, I went to Catholic school, so I think one notable example is they want you to know or believe that Christopher Columbus was a master navigator and a pioneer and a man of God and all these things. They don't want you to know that he was a rapist and a pillager and a genocidal maniac who didn't discover a damn thing. So education, emphasizing and more funding education sounds great, but when you're indoctrinating children, when you have like government propaganda and religious zealotry propagandizing children, that's not really education, in my estimation.
Well, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. So, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil.
Yeah.
Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there. It's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that.
This bit coming up is how I discovered George Carlin, and I'll explain more when we're done.
Talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't.
No.
You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back.
Donald Trump said he wouldn't touch entitlements. He was a fucking liar. Joe Biden said he wouldn't touch entitlements. He's a fucking liar.
So they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give
100% right. People who are at least somewhat cognizant of the corruption and the injustice and how things are things could be so much better than they are. People who are at least to some degree cognizant of that reality continue to box themselves in to Republicans or Democrats, lesser of two evils. That lesser of two evils is an admission on your part that you are voting for evil and that things could be better, things should be better, but you don't give a shit. So, to people who are going to vote red or blue in 2024, and then are going to tell me, well, we have to hold our nose and vote for the lesser two evils just one more time. You told me that in 2020. You told me that in 2016. You told me that in 2012. You're going to keep telling me that 24, 28, 32. When are you going to start demanding more from your government and your elected officials? When are you going to start demanding better?
About you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Man. You know? And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on. The fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream.
Because you have to be asleep to believe it. And you know what's honestly very sobering for me is that the first time I saw this bit was in 2017. It was just after Trump got inaugurated. I was hanging out with my friend Mike, and he had showed me this bit because it was one of the things he knew how politically inclined I was, and he figured if he showed me this clip of George Carlin, who I did not know at the time, he knew I would agree with everything George Carlin said in the bit, but that I would appreciate and find humor in. Here, let's bring the thumbnail back to George.
The flag.
Let's keep the thumbnail on George for the rest of the video, so you're not looking at my face in a black screen. He knew that I would appreciate, and we were only 20 years old at the time. I would appreciate the typical, I guess, stand-up comedy imagery, like, oh, if you gave an American a sautéed raccoon's asshole on a stick, they would eat it. And the big red, white, and blue dick. He knew I would appreciate those things. Like I would appreciate I would appreciate how funny that sounds. But years later, I can hardly even laugh at those things anymore because it's just so true. It's funny because it's true. Everything he's saying is true. It's really sad that it took a stand-up comedian. It took a stand-up comedian to elucidate all the realities and all the injustices, and he even alluded to this all the way back in the 80s and 90s. I forget what HBO special was. I think it was either Doing It Again or Jammed in New York. It was the same special where he did, excuse me, his famous bit about the planet is fine, the people are fucked. And George opened that special with a bit about the war in the Persian Gulf, and he mentioned how the government and the powers that be, their ability to maintain control and power and run out the back door with all the money, their ability to do those things was contingent on keeping the masses divided through identity politics, race, religion, gender, sexuality, stuff like that. Fast forward several decades later, and we are still having those exact same problems. We are all so divided. And he says in this bit, they don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. As Chris Hedges said, the population, the masses of this country have the capability and the capacity to smash the oligarchy. We just need to unite. We can do it united if we come together and coalesce. But it won't happen until we do so. And as long as we're not doing so, the government and the media and the 1%, the owners, as George called them, will continue to keep us divided on those identity politics issues. When are Democrats going to realize that not every Republican is a Nazi January 6th Trumper who hates America? And when are Republicans going to realize that not every Democrat is a racist, or I'm sorry, a nationalist? No, I'm getting my derogatory adjectives mixed up. When are Democrats going to realize not every Republican is a nationalist, Trump, or one January 6th, QAnon, whatever? When are Republicans going to realize that not every Democrat is a socialist, fascist, Stalinist who wants the terrorists to win? When are we going to stop? When are both sides going to stop demeaning each other in that way and recognize that we all have a common enemy, which is the government, the media, the police, the 1%, Wall Street, Big Pharma, on and on and on. Remember, the two biggest voting blocks in America are not Republicans and Democrats. The two biggest voting blocks are independents and people who don't vote. It's a sad state of affairs. It is a sad state of affairs. The only hope we have are strikes, protests, and working class people coming together and coalescing along class lines, not gender, not race, not religion, not sexual orientation, none of that. We all come together along class lines and we consolidate and we recognize our common enemy and we work together to smash the duopoly, smash the oligarchy. We take the fight back to these corrupt, evil, criminal scumbags who have destroyed this country, destroyed this planet, and have unwittingly exposed the illusion of the American dream that, as George said, you have to be asleep to believe. The American dream's been dead for decades. My grandfather worked his butt off to give my dad a better life than his own. And then my dad worked his butt off to give me a better life than his own. That's what the American dream was about. It's dead. Even if I ever have kids, they're gonna grow up in a world where they're gonna grow up in a world that is so divided, with so much injustice, so much suffering, so much corruption. Not that those things weren't existent in previous generations, but they just lay dormant. They're much more prevalent today. It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. And I think it's fitting that we add on to that imagery of you have to be asleep to believe the American dream. So when are you going to wake up? When are you going to wake up? I say this to anyone voting Republican or Democrat, but especially Democrats, because we had a candidate who was arguing for Medicare for all and redistribution of wealth. His name was Bernie Sanders. The DNC cheated him out of the primary, out of the nomination, not once but twice. And the real double whammy is Bernie Sanders himself is too much of a feckless, spineless cunt and a traitor to the working class to ever call out the oligarchy that cheated him out of the primary and cheated him out of the nomination. He's too feckless and spineless and too interested in his own career and self-dealing to ever break ranks and run as an independent or organize all of his working class supporters and tell them to get in the streets and protest. He'll never do that. So make no mistake that the DNC and the Democratic Party establishment are complicit in election fraud and cheating Bernie Sanders. But their ability to do so was also incumbent and contingent on Bernie Sanders being too much of a coward. Remember, Eugene Debs ran for president on the socialist ticket. He was arrested and put in jail for 10 years for violating the Espionage Act and the Sedition Act for merely speaking out against U.S. involvement in World War I, and he continued to run. He wasn't going to win, obviously, but he continued to run for president from his jail cell. Bernie Sanders doesn't have that kind of conviction or that kind of courage. If Bernie Sanders had 0.2% of that courage, he would be crucified as a pariah, and he still is all the same. But in the face of that corruption, that deception, that wrongdoing, Democratic Party voters aren't demanding more. They're not. So now some of them are, but not enough of them. Not enough of them are saying that there is no compromising or negotiating in good faith with this corrupt, corporate, far right, pro war, pro imperialism, pro Wall Street, anti working class party. There is no negotiating in good faith with them. All we hear in 4 years is, well, we gotta keep Trump out, or we gotta get Trump out. We just gotta hold our nose and vote for the lesser of two evils one more time. Every 4 years, this is the last time this is the last time, Charlie Brown. I've got the football here. You just gotta hold your nose and vote for the lesser of two evils one more time, Charlie Brown. You are Charlie Brown. You trying to insult my intelligence with your lesser of two evils garbage. You are Charlie Brown, and the government is Lucy holding the football. The Democratic Party, in particular, is the one holding the football, waiting for you to try to kick it. And again, Republicans too. But hey, at least the Republican Party doesn't have superdelegates. At least the Republican Party doesn't have people like Pete Buttigieg declaring victory in the Iowa caucus with 0% of the vote in. So I ask you all, but Democrats in particular, when are you going to wake up? When are you going to start demanding more? When are you going to get in the streets? But keep sleeping. Join George, because he's been dead 15 years. Join him in sleeping. I'm sure he could use some company. That's going to do it. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe. And hit the bell to get notified next time video drops. Thank you for watching. Rest in peace, George Carlin.